Well, for millions of Australians, loyalty programs with the two big supermarkets have been a way to reduce the impact of cost of living increases. But there are warnings. The massive amount of data being collected by Coles and Woolworths is being used to stifle competition and squeeze suppliers. For more, we're joined by reporter David Chen. And David, what concerns have been raised about the data being held by Coles and Woolworths?
Good morning, Kath. Well, looking at the story, there are some really real concerns being raised about the amount of data that's being kept by Coles and Woolworths. Just for context, with these loyalty programs, at least 85% of Australians belong to at least one loyalty program. And when you consider the millions of transactions that happen every week at the supermarkets, it's a lot of data being held by Coles and Woolworths. So the first concern being held is privacy concerns. Consumer Group Choice says it's worried that the data being held by Coles and Woolworths could be provided to third parties without the consumer knowing. There's also concerns about competition in terms of giving Coles and Woolworths a lot of information that their competitors don't have. It helps them with their marketing efforts, getting to consumers, getting direct to consumers and getting them to the stores, as opposed to smaller retailers who don't have the budgets to do that advertising. The other concern that's been raised has been by agriculture groups. The Queensland Fruit and Vegetable Growers, in a submission to the Senate inquiry into supermarkets, they've raised concerns about the big data that's being held by Coles and Woolworths might be used to pressure growers into getting a better price. They're concerned there's a massive data imbalance, and they're calling on the federal government to have a look at that situation. Yeah,
David, can you just unpack that idea around competition a little more? How can these schemes really harm the small players and competition?
Well, Consumer Group Choice says, based on all that data that Coles and Woolworths have, they know when you shop, what you shop for, and when. So that's a lot of power to Coles and Woolworths. Choice is saying that data gives Coles and Woolworths the chance to market to consumers directly and get their attention, while other players who don't have that budget, who don't have that information, they're resorting to just traditional advertising, so newspapers, television, radio, and walk-in traffic, which is a lot less effective than what Coles and Woolworths can do with their direct marketing. So that's the competition concerns there.
Data is hugely powerful in this game, isn't it? What do the major supermarkets have to say about this?
Well, we've sent Coles and Woolworths an email with a list of questions. Coles has responded, saying it uses data to help make purchasing decisions. That the data is used to ensure that produce is supplied to the consumer at any given time and at affordable prices. While Woolworths says it's standard practice for businesses to look at previous sales data to help predict future demand. So that's the responses from Coles and Woolworths.
Yeah, I think it's a watch this space. David Chen, thank you.